we know that the Snyder Cut of Justice League will be very, very different from the theatrical version that we got from Joss Whedon. And there are so many differences between the two films, and one of those big differences is Steppenwolf. Not only his personality, his character, and his story, but also his design, because we got our first look at Steppenwolf in the DCU during Batman v Superman. I believe it was maybe the extended cut of the movie. But we saw it, and then when we saw Justice League, it was a completely different design, and that is because the version we saw in Batman v Superman was Zack Snyder's design for Steppenwolf, and then the one we got in Justice League was Joss Whedon's design that made him more humanoid, whereas Zack Snyder's version was more beastly, creature-esque Steppenwolf. And a lot of fans really liked that design because it was more creepy and evil, and he just looked more menacing, and it looked like he could do more damage than the version we got in Justice League. And it was recently confirmed that we will be seeing that design for Steppenwolf during the Snyder Cut. And today we got our very first official look at it from Zack Snyder himself via his Vero page. And he does note that this is a very low-res photo of Steppenwolf, but it looks very, very good in high resolution. So that's great. That's perfect. But as you can see, he definitely has this more creature beastly design here. I love all the spikes all over him and everything, and I just really love this design for him, and he looks definitely creepier and more evil, and he just looks like more of a villain than the Steppenwolf we got in the theatrical version, because that version just kind of looked like I don't even know, it was that bad that I don't even know how to describe it. But probably the thing even more interesting about this post, other than Steppenwolf's design itself, is that not only it says property of HBO Max, which is kind of obvious, but up in the top left corner, it says like 110, something like that. And basically this means that that shot takes place at the 1 hour and 10 minute mark of the movie. Now, that's really interesting because that shot that we got from Zack Snyder today was from the scene when Steppenwolf arrives in Themyscira to get the mother box from the Amazons, or Amazonians, whatever they're called. And this is really interesting because in the theatrical version, that moment happened only 25 minutes into the film. But in this Snyder Cut version, that scene doesn't happen until 1 hour and 10 minutes into the movie. So we know this film is going to be crazy long. It's going to be at least 4 hours. But I didn't think it would be this crazy. Like an hour, like a little less than an hour later is when the scene takes place than it was in the theatrical version. Like, that's just crazy to think about, the difference between timing there. And this just gets me even more excited for the Snyder Cut, and I can't wait for DC Fandom, where we are supposed to get our first official teaser trailer or regular trailer. We're not completely sure, but we will get some kind of trailer during DC Fandom for the Snyder Cut, and I'm definitely excited for that. And I am excited to see the Snyder Cut on HBO Max next year. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Steppenwolf's new design / basically kind of old design? And also the fact that that scene takes place about an hour later than it did in the theatrical version, because that's just crazy to think about. So let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.